Guys, I have a small issue. About a year and a half ago, I designed this puzzle, but the thing is, recently I wanted to print more SLS puzzles, and I just got this printed without really checking what it was, so I just don't remember what this is. I honestly don't know what I'm assembling today, so I guess I'm just gonna have to wing it. Okay, so let's take a look inside the box. So it says Hexashift, so I guess there's gonna be a hexagonal geometry. Now assuming, I don't know why there's a shift in there, because usually shift is like the, geared stuff that, like Oscar's like shift cube. And I don't know if this is gonna be the same type. No, it doesn't seem to be, because there's like a proper mechanism in there. Also, something I just noticed, the centerpiece looks a bit like this, and I know what that means. That means that it's going to be a Dino Cube core. So it's going to be like an octahedral, a face-turning octahedron core. So I also noticed that it has M3 screws in there. So I'm gonna use those right there. I hope they're not too short, too long. It seems as though they're almost half of the depth. So this is too long. I'm gonna have to find some other ones. Okay, so I've actually sanded down the screws because I didn't find any other ones. So I'm gonna be using those. And so the first part is, of course, to screw the centers inside the core, which is right there. Okay, so as mentioned before, this actually has a Dino Cube core because it's like a face-turning octahedron. And the thing is, these are the edge pieces. I recognize the shape right there. So I just need to figure out just how the hexagon is placed, considering that the name is the Hexashift. So I'm assuming that these are top face edges, because they're going to be symmetrical. I'm used to those patterns right there. This is going to be the top face. So I need to assemble these first. Okay, so now that these three are assembled, I'm going to try assembling the side edges. Now I need to figure out which go where, because this doesn't seem right. You see this, this edge right there doesn't seem to be in the right direction for everything. So I'm going to assume there are two types of edges, or that this one's in the wrong direction, but it's symmetrical, so it's not the right one. So there are two types of edges. Now if I put them aside, right there, you see that these two are symmetrical, whereas these two actually have the same shape. So I'm going to put this one here on the right side of the face, and as you can see, these faces right there, they match. They're on the same plane. Let me see if I can show you this, probably like that. Yeah, these two faces are on the same plane. So that matches, which means that the symmetrical edge is going to go on the other side. So right there. If I can place it in there, just need to turn that face. All right, there we go. And place this edge piece in. Okay, both edges are in, and what I can see is that they have the same face right there. They're also planar, and here it's one face, and here it's another. So we're good. There's one face here, one face there, one face here. So I have to keep going in that direction. This one was identical to this one, meaning it should go there. But I didn't assemble that center yet. I want to assemble it last. So I'm gonna go the other way first. So I need to find an edge that's symmetrical to this. And this one is right there. So I'm gonna go with this. Okay, this means that we have 4 edges placed and 3 edges from the bottom face as well. I don't know if you can see this well because I'm gonna have to add contrast or something, I don't know, or remove contrast. This is way too dark. But that's good quality because it means it was printed well. This was produced at iMaterialize, although it's not sponsored or anything. Wish it was, sorry. Alright, so now I'm gonna do the top face, those 2 edges. because they're part of the last center that's already assembled. So there's this one and this one. They're gonna go in that way. Perfect. And all that's left is now the last center along with its 3 edges. So this is one edge, this is the other one, and this is the last one. And this one is symmetrical to this one. And they're gonna go in that direction, I think, or the other way around, like this. Yeah, they're gonna go in that way. Now I need to slide in the center and try to get it in there at the same time as all 3 parts before screwing everything in. So I'm gonna assemble that edge, the other way around, like this. And the last side edge, I'm gonna try to click it in place right there. There we go. And now I need to screw in the center and then they will all be in place. I don't know if I got the screw inside. Yeah, I got it. Okay, perfect. So now all my screws are inside the core. I can tension it up a little bit, make it slightly tighter before I put the rest of the parts. Okay, now I'm just checking that everything turns smoothly, but there's a little bit of looseness. That way, once all the parts will be in, there's not going to be any looseness left, because you need to make it slightly less tight than when it has all the parts in there. So now that that's done, you can start seeing the hexagonal shape. So here, I don't know if you can see it like that. Yeah, you can see the hexagonal shape right there starting to form, and there's the top and bottom faces of the prism. So it's a hexagonal prism. That's good to know. And now I'm going to do the rest of the assembly, knowing that. So I'm probably going to look for pieces that are, parallel to this face right there. And this one seems like it would fit snugly in there, but it doesn't because it's too big. So I need to find the same thing, but smaller. And this one seems to be smaller, so there you go. And it's perfect. This fits right there. So I need to find the other ones. There's 3 other ones for the top face, 2 other ones. So I'm gonna assemble those 3. And then I am going to be able to flip the puzzle over, or at least hold it on the side to start assembling those sides right there. Luckily, it seems to be a Rex Cube shape mod, because there's just the Dino Cube edges and there's a cross. So it's just like a Rex Cube, and that's gonna make it much easier to assemble because now I know this. This is the big edge that I mistakenly thought was a small edge, which means it goes on the other side because it's on a face. Perfect. And there's one last remaining type of edge, and it's this weird type of edge that's actually quite strange, to be honest. So I'm gonna try. I think it's on this side that it's gonna fit. Yeah, just like that. And I need to put another one on the other side. Probably like this, I think. This one should fit. Yeah, it fits. So now this one is in the right place. This one is too. All I need is one last edge, and I think this might be it. So if I push it in and wiggle it a bit, I can see that I put it in the wrong direction, as you can see. Yeah, so I have to turn it flip it 180 degrees like this, and now it's in the right direction. So all I have to do now is to do these 5 parts, so the cross I was talking about between the dino edges, and I have to do it 6 times, because there's one here, then there's this one here and there, and there's also 3 on the other side, equivalent to the 6 faces of a cube. So let's do this and speed it up. Just for the last bit of 5 pieces right there, I just want to show you how I do it for the end, because the first parts are easy to put in, and then it gets tighter because you've already assembled the rest of the puzzle. So what I do is I put the biggest pieces in, like this, and then I've got this this center that I'm going to put first, the center of the cross, I mean, and I'm going to put it on the side that way, so that I can just push the parts here and click it in place. So right now I'm pushing it like that and pushing it to the side while pulling on the parts on this side, and it just clicked in place. Now for the last part, you see there's not much to put inside, so I just have to split it apart. Now this is not easy, I'll give you that. So what I can do is turn it like you would do with a Rubik's Cube. So turn it like 45 degrees. In this case, it's 60 degrees because it's a half turn. And then try to push it in like this, and then pull it with your finger while you're pulling the other parts in the opposite direction. Same as you would on a Rubik's Cube, except this is much more challenging because you don't want to break anything, and it's it's quite difficult. So let's see if I can pull on this. Sometimes you can actually help yourself with a screwdriver by pushing parts away with it, helping, you know, add elasticity to the puzzle to hopefully push the piece in more easily. Okay, I'm trying something new as well. I'm gonna push that way, so towards the cross, while trying to push the two side pieces apart. So this is a bit more challenging, but I think it's going to be required. This puzzle is actually quite hard to finish assembling. So I'm turning, you know, getting a corner cut just to add a bit of room for pulling the parts in two directions. Here I can see a big gap that's forming. I like that, so I'm going to use this, try to get this piece in, and this should work. I'm almost there. So in the end, I actually had to unscrew this screw that you can see through there a little bit just to get it in, because it was getting too hard to do and I didn't want to break anything. So now we have the puzzle assembled, and this is what it looks like. So you've got 3 turns on the top face like this, and 3 turns on the opposite face, so on the bottom face, like this. And on the bottom face, it just looks like the top face because it's identical. This one is 3 turns, 180 degrees, and with the bottom face turns flipped 60 degrees. Here it's the same. So you've got 2 faces, top and bottom, and 6 edges that turn. So you know what, I think instead of stickering it like it should be, I'm gonna sticker it with the top and bottom face turned 60 degrees. Alright, so this is the completed Hexashift. So I really like the fact that these faces look like this when they're turned basically 60 degrees from what they should be. So here you can see the actual turns that you can get here. So there's the 3 side edge turns that are here and there, as well as the last one, which is here, 120 degrees every time on that axis. Then there's the top and bottom turns, and there are the edge turns from the top face, which are right there. And I think it looks really, really cool for a puzzle. This is just a Rex Cube modification, so it's pretty nice, and you know, it's just like I said in the previous video where I kind of bashed FDM printing. Well, this is just straight out of the printer. I didn't, I mean, you've just seen everything that I did. There was no, you know, breaking in the design. So essentially, this is the quality that you get straight out of the 3D printer, and I think that's pretty cool. So you know what? Let's just get a small scramble on this. So these are only 120 degree turns. So here you can see these 3 parts. If I replace them with these 3, then I can turn like this, and that's where it gets kind of crazy because then it scrambles quite fast. So yeah, I am gonna solve it, just probably not on camera, but yeah, it's I think it's gonna be a nice puzzle to solve. It looks really good. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, there you go. So this is the Hexashift. I hope you guys like this twisty puzzle. Now one extra thing, I'm actually selling this puzzle and I'm gonna be selling every single one of my 3D printed puzzles at auction. Well, for every single one of my videos. So this is for sale, and the link is in the description below. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please feel free to comment. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. And by the way, I'm going skiing, so you're only gonna see one video in the next 3 weeks. So yeah, see you guys.